Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Melissa, and in this video I'm going to close out paycheck number 1 of April, and I'm going to do a paycheck budget forecast for paycheck number 2. So if you're interested in seeing what happened in the first pay period of April and what I plan to do with my monies in the second pay period, please stay tuned. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. So what you're looking at is my spreadsheet that I kind of changed up a little bit. So moving forward, I'm not going to do a tab for each month. As you can see on the bottom here, January, February, March, this is what April looked like. I'm switching it up a little bit. So I did mention that I was getting a little bit frustrated because of how my money was situated during the month. And I had some recommendation not to look at the month as a whole, but to break it down by paychecks, which that is actually a good idea. So I have taken the top section out of my I have taken the top section out of my spreadsheet, and which is the income section. So I'm not doing an income forecast for the month, but I will still have the bills listed for what I have to pay per month. Okay, but I'm not doing the income forecast, so I'm not going to have the total income minus the total expense for the month. I'm just not going to do that anymore. Okay, so in the income section, you're going to see rollover, my main income, miscellaneous or transfers, and then the total income. But at the top up here, I have a left to assign section. So just like YNAB has a ready to assign, I have a left to assign. That's going to tell me what's left over after I've gone through and added my income and start to allocate money to different categories. Okay, so it's just like YNAB in a sense, but spreadsheet form. So I did move my word of the year, perseverance, and I put in a little definition here. So I'm just going to zoom in so you can see it. So perseverance, steady persistence in a course of action, especially in spite of difficulties, obstacles, or discouragement. So for me, I need something like this to look at every time I come in to look at my budget, just so when I start to get a little bit frustrated and feel like I don't see a light or even a flicker of a light at the end of the tunnel, just to remember to persevere through it all. Something will change and things will get better. So let me not chit chat too much. Let's just jump over into my transaction log and track what happened. So on the 28th, I got my paycheck a day early, and I got $2,649.52. So that was in the account. Hubby sent over $1,000. On the 29th, I went to Speedway for gas for the car for $100. On the 29th, I paid the babysitter $220. I sent $263 for my daughter, and I paid my Optimum bill, which they happened to lower to $108. I paid my T-Mobile cell phone bill for $330.99. So that's all something that you probably already seen if you've seen my March closeout. So let's hop into the April transactions. So on April 1st, I dropped off my rent check for $2,500, but they have not deposited the check as of right now, so I'm still waiting. I also dropped off a check for BCCC, which is the after school program for my son. They didn't cash that $15 check yet either. I went to Stop and Shop for groceries on the 1st for $93.12. I paid my student loan payment for $40. At the vending machine at work, I ended up spending $1, but it was only 87 cents that came out of the budget because there was 87 cents hanging out in my eating out category, and I just took the coins out of my coin purse. So 87 cents came out of the budget. On the 2nd, I went to CVS for household goods for $26.15 and $4.90 for groceries. On the second, so this here was transferred from savings, but I changed it over to sent to savings, and I rounded out my savings amounts to equal dollar amounts. So $19.21 came out of the budget. And technically, this didn't happen on the day of the on the day. I had to pull some stuff out, but because I replenished my savings, so I just changed the line item here. On the 4th, I went to the eye doctor, and my copay was $30. And on the way home, I ended up with a headache, so I stopped at CVS for aspirin for $7.79. On the 4th, also, I went to do groceries, but I was out of cash. Our hubby and I spoke, and he was able to send some additional money. So at first, there was $250 for the groceries, and then he sent another $250 to pay the babysitter. So that was $500. So I went to ShopRite. I spent $185.61 in groceries. So at ShopRite for $22.75 in household goods. Then I paid the babysitter $220 on the 5th. I also gave $20 to a good cause. There's a fundraiser happening at work. So that's $20 that I gave out on the 6th. On the 7th, I got breakfast while at work from the bagel shop. That was $4. Then I went to CVS on the 8th for household goods, $21.48. Pull-ups for my little one for other kids' expense, $15.07. I did split the transactions because I was trying to maximize the amount of rewards I could get. So there's another purchase for $15.69 in household goods and $14.26 in some personal items. On the 8th, the SSI benefits came in for $1,342. So I went ahead and paid my electric bill to PSEG for $110.17, my propane bill to Paraco for $180.21, and then I got a new app, Debt Payoff Planner. This is something I'm going to try out. It's $6.52 for a month. I'm just going to try it out and see how it works. It's an app where you track all your debts, and it gives you like an end date of payoff, and it's a little bit better than doing it in the Google Sheets that I have. So I'm going to try this out and see how it works out for me. On the 9th, I made a payment to One Main for $253.98. So on the 9th, also, there's an unexpected expense that came out for $104.99 for Zoom. This was something that hubby charged. It went against our bills account, complete mistake on his part. So he ended up sending back $110 into the bills account. So that's $5 more than he took out, which is great. On the 9th, I went to the doctor for a $25 copay. Then I set aside $21.88 for my renter's insurance. My renter's insurance is due in May, but YNAB recommends half the payments. So this money I just set aside in case I need it. I can always pull it back. I dropped off a check for BCCC on the 9th for $20. They have not cashed that yet, so I won't check it off. I did go to the post office to mail a package for $19. That included $17 for the postage and $2 for an envelope that I bought. I took my little girl to the pediatrician on the 10th. My copay is $25, but there were some old bills, and altogether was $112.76. So I think the doctor's office is double dipping between myself and the insurance. So there's things that they put out to the insurance that, eventually they end up billing me for it. And to be honest, it was so long ago because these bills were from 2021 and 2022. I don't know what's going on. I will have to reach out to my insurance. I did receive an itemized bill as to what they were, what the charges were for. So I'm going to reach out to the insurance and see what they billed the insurance compared to what's on that itemized bill that they gave me. On the 10th, I got a payout from Instacart for $61.19. That's a little bit of hustling that I did on the side. I did set aside my insurance money for $266. That has not come out yet, so I won't check it. And my Peloton subscription went out for $44. So those are the expenses for pay period number 1. Let's hop over into the budget and close it out. So I started the month with $15.23. So $15 is the amount of the check that after school has not cashed yet. And 23 cents was all the money that I was left with after paying all my bills in March. Our main income came in at $4,991.52. That was good. And miscellaneous transfers and income into our budget was $671.19. That's a total income of $5,677.94. All right, so let's go ahead. I did set aside money for my rent, $2,500. That's what it is. Electric came in under budget. I budgeted $112. I spent $110.17, so that's good. The student loan was on point for $40. So these next three that's up, one main wasn't budgeted because I ran out of money, but I paid $253.98 because my SSI came in just in time for me to, to back up the money that I had. I did pay the car insurance. I did set aside the money for the car insurance for $266 and $21.88 for renter's insurance. So next up is braces and auto loan. Those are due in the next pay period that I'm going to be budgeted for shortly. Cell phone was budgeted as at $331. I came in 1 penny under at $330.99. Internet came in under at $108. I had budgeted $123. And lending club is due in the next pay period. It's due on the 30th. The babysitter, I only budgeted $220 because, like I said, over for a couple times now, I had only enough money for 1 week, but I did pay $440. Support for my daughter, $263, was on point. I budgeted $20 for the after school, but I sent out $35 in checks that's still waiting to be cashed. And subscriptions, I budgeted $78. I spent $50.52. So that's a total fixed expenses of $4,419.54. In the flexible spending section, I didn't budget anything for copay because I was expecting to pull anything that I need out of the sinking funds. I spent $175.55. I took that out of the budget. Eating out, I budgeted $25, and look at Melissa go. $4.87 was spent. Yay me. Fuel, I budgeted $100. I spent $100. Groceries, I budgeted $300. I came in under budget. Look at that, $283.63. Heating oil, nothing was budgeted, nothing spent. Household goods, I budgeted $50, but I went over, $86.07. Miscellaneous car expense, nothing budgeted, nothing spent. Other kids' expense, I didn't budget anything, but I spent $15.07. Personal spending, like I said, nothing was budgeted, but I spent $14.26. I spent $180.21 for propane, nothing was budgeted. Giving $20, nothing was budgeted. Savings $19.21, nothing was budgeted. And unexpected spending $123.99, and nothing was budgeted. So I did only budget $475 in the flexible spending section, but I ended up spending $1,022.86. Okay, so nothing in the credit card section was budgeted or spent. So the total income that I brought in was $5,677.94, and I spent $5,442.40. So that's leaving me $235.54, as you could see here in the left to assign section up top. So that's going to be the rollover into pay period number 2. Okay, so we're expecting to bring in $3,600 for our main income. Nothing is budgeted for transfers, and I am expecting a total of $3,835.54. So the rent, electric, student loan, and one main were paid. So was car insurance and the renter's insurance. Those were paid already, so I'm not going to put anything towards that. But $164 for braces needs to come out, and the full car payment of $940 needs to come out. Cell phone and internet can wait until the next pay period, but lending club, I'm going to see what I can do because I think I do want to pay this if I have enough monies left. But let's just deal with everything else that is due right now. I'm going to put $220 to the babysitter, $263 for my daughter. After school, I'm going to put $20. And subscriptions, I have $17 for YNAB, $3 for Google, $3 for Apple, iCloud, and $25 for Netflix. That's $48. So I'm budgeting $1,655 for right now. Let's just leave that there. I still have $2,180.54. So let's skip the flexible section and go down to the credit cards because I need to pay Discover for $171 and $67 for Mattress Firm. Everything else I'm going to leave at $0. Okay? So Marcus $0 and everything else down here is going to be $0. Okay? Because I don't have anything on Famous Footwear, Venus, Carter's, and Chase. And Capital One, number 1 and number 2, those are due on the 27th and the 28th, and Apple is due on the 30th. Klarna and Afterpay, I don't use those. So that's $238. So let's now go to pay OneMain because we have $1,942 left. So we can afford to put $1,060 into OneMain. Not OneMain, into Lending Club. These two personal loans are going together. So $1,060 into Lending Club, that leaves me with $882.54. Copay and meds, I'm going to put nothing here. If I need, I will use monies out of the sinking funds. Eating out, I'm going to put an additional $10. Fuel, $75. Groceries, $300. Heating oil, we're going to skip that for now, but I do need heating oil. But let's put $50 into household, $0 into miscellaneous car expense, $35 into other kids' expense for my son's haircut. Personal spending, let's do $25. Not over there. $25 for personal spending. Propane, giving, and savings, those are $0, and unexpected is also $0. So I'm left with $387.54. I'm going to plug that into heating oil. And if I do go over that amount, I will take that out of the household sinking funds. So far, you guys, that's all the monies. That is $3,835.54 budgeted down to $0. As you can see, there's nothing in the left to assign section. And that's what we're going to do for now until we get paid again. So if anything comes up that is not in the budget, I will have to take it out of sinking funds, or we'll see if we can hustle up some more money. Okay, so things are looking much better. I feel so much better. My anxiety level is down. And I appreciate you guys for hanging on till the end of this video. Thank you so much for everybody that have already subscribed to the channel. But before you go, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can follow along with my journey. So my name is Melissa, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.